Hey, it's Consumer Well, and I just thought I'd share with you this awesome piece of electronics. I was born in the 70's, so I was around during rotary dial phones and stuff like that, and anything RC was just so awesome. Anyways, I managed to pick up this a vintage, looks like a Soling slash Marblehead. It was registered as a Marblehead to someone in Vancouver here in 1975. So this unit is definitely from the 70's. So I just thought I'd kind of show you, how far RC has actually come and the type of thought that actually went into some of this stuff. So this is a sail winch system. Okay, this here is the steering servo, so the arm goes here. So there's nothing too kind of crazy, crazy strange about that. Okay, the system itself, it says Tech RC Royal. Now, this is obviously the receiver because it's got the antenna wire, but then I'm looking on this thing and there's no crystals. So now I'm thinking, geez, maybe it has something to do with that. Okay, so obviously there's power on off. Now for the sail winch system, this is really kind of awesome stuff. You've got a chain link drive, like a plumbing chain. And what happens is the rope goes on here and kind of goes back and forth. And what's kind of neat is that, it's going to be the same length. So the thought about the engineering on this is that as the line goes in and out, it's at the same length, and it'll control the sail properly. Now, there's these little switches here for the end point. This here, I'm assuming, is the winch. But then there's more switches over here controlled by a servo that basically turns this thing, sends it going one way or the other, and these switches return to one another there. So just to give you an idea, I won't torque the servo too much. Alright, so that's the front side of it. The sticker on the back here, it says Victor Mark II Sail System. So it's pretty awesome stuff. That is pretty impressive engineering or wiring for the 70's there. So I'm just going to look at the back side here, and it's even more interesting. Okay, you've got all this really nicely laid wiring. I'm assuming the red and black is a power switch kind of idea. So those wires there lead up to these switches controlled by the servo. So this will tell it to go one way or the other. And I'm assuming it's just powering this winch here to go in one direction or the other. And these switches tell the winch when to stop going in one direction or the other. And this thing here is the receiver module. It has the old style plug is there. There's the switches. So I know that this power here, so following the wiring here, so that goes back. Looks like that's the power for the steering servo. Now this, I'm assuming, will be the power, because there's only a red and black cable out here, to power the winch. So you want to talk about fail-safe? Well, I suppose that's pretty smart. It's not the lightest systems, of course, but I'm sure it's pretty reliable. I'm not sure how reliable it's going to be today. It is fairly old, and turning the servos kind of makes it sound a little bit rusty. I'm not sure if I trust about it. I'll wire it up and I'll see what comes of it. and I'll put it back in my this boat that I have. But I'm interested in what this is, so I'm just going to pause it and I'm going to unscrew this thing and take a look. Okay, so I have this thing apart now, and it was in foam with the brass little clasps here. This thing looks like an absolute battery. Now, how it got charged or whatever, I have no idea. You know, we usually have charge ports and all that for our RC stuff, but this is just intriguing. I have no idea how this is gonna work. So I'm just gonna try and pry it open here, but it does look like a battery pack, and it does look like it kind of powers through those switches on the front out to the winch. So, wow, what an incredible piece of vintage RC sailboat equipment. I think I'm going to try and restore it and get it into this old Marblehead that I have. Just amazing. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned. I'm going to try and get this thing going in my vintage boat. Cheers.